Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful moments in the entire book of Exodus. This isn't just a story about a list of rules. It's a story about a relationship. It's a story of epic failure, a completely broken promise, and an absolutely incredible second chance that's rooted in the very character of God himself. So everything starts with a crisis. I mean, just picture this. Moses is coming down from Mount Sinai. He's holding these two stone tablets, literally inscribed by God's own finger, the physical contract, you could say. But then he sees the people, worshiping a golden calf. And in this moment of pure righteous anger, he throws the tablets down and they shatter. It's over. The covenant is broken. And right there, in the dust of those broken tablets, is the whole point of this story. The symbols were destroyed, the people had failed in the worst way imaginable, but God's desire for a relationship with them, that wasn't broken, not at all. This is where the story of restoration truly begins. To really feel the weight of this, you've got to remember that golden calf incident. I mean, the people got impatient, they got scared, and they turned their backs on the very God who had just performed miracle after miracle to rescue them from slavery in Egypt. It was a fundamental betrayal, and in that moment, it really seemed like all was lost. But then, God speaks, and what he says is just stunning. It's not a final rejection. It's an invitation. It's a, let's start over. He tells Moses to get new tablets ready, which signals that the covenant, the relationship itself, is about to be remade. Make no mistake, this isn't punishment, this is pure grace. And the details here are so important. First, God says to Moses, you hew the tablets. There's a human participation in this restoration. Then he says Moses has to come alone. This isn't some big public ceremony. This is an intensely personal one-on-one meeting, which just highlights how incredibly sacred and serious this whole thing is. Okay, and this is where the story just takes this breathtaking turn. Before God even thinks about restating a single rule for the covenant, he does something way more important. He tells Moses who he is. He proclaims his own name, his own character. He's grounding this new beginning not on the people's ability to get it right, but on his own unchanging nature. Can you just feel the gravity of this moment? Moses is hidden in the cleft of a rock, and the very presence of the Lord is about to pass by him. What happens next is one of the most significant, most quoted self-revelations of God in the entire Bible. This is it. This is the foundation of everything that's about to be rebuilt. Before any commands, God defines himself. He is, first and foremost, merciful and gracious. He is slow to anger, that's what long-suffering means, and he is just overflowing, abundant in goodness and truth. This is the God who's offering the second chance. And this right here perfectly shows the profound balance in God's character. His mercy is just massive. It stretches for thousands of generations. He forgives. But, and this is a huge but, that mercy doesn't just mean he looks the other way. He is also a just God. He holds people accountable. And it's this incredible tension between perfect mercy and perfect justice that truly defines him. So with God's character as the solid ground they're standing on, now we get to the terms of this restored relationship. God starts to lay out the framework for how this community, who, remember, just failed spectacularly, can actually live in a relationship with a holy God. And you'll notice all these commands are about one thing, relationship. Worship God alone? Well, that's a direct answer to the golden calf problem, isn't it? Observe the feasts? This is about building a shared history, a family album of remembering all the ways God has saved them. And keep the Sabbath? That's about building a weekly rhythm of trust, of depending on him. You see, this was never meant to be a cold, sterile checklist of things to do. The whole point was to create a rhythm for their life together, a rhythm of worship, a rhythm of remembrance, and a rhythm of rest that would consistently turn their hearts back to the God who saved them. And now we get to the amazing climax of the story, because after this whole encounter, something has changed. And it's not just the words on the new tablets, it's Moses himself. The time he spent in God's presence has a visible, tangible, and frankly, an awe-inspiring effect on him. So let's just sit with that question for a second. After all of this, the broken tablets, God revealing his own heart, the covenant being remade, what is the end result for the man who was at the center of it all? Scripture makes a point of telling us just how intense this was. 40 days and 40 nights, with no bread or water. That is completely supernatural. Moses was being sustained not by food, but by the very presence of God himself. And there's the answer. This is the result. Moses comes down the mountain with the new tablets, and his face is literally radiating the glory of God. And the wild part is, he has no idea. He doesn't even know what's happening. But it's so powerful that the people, even his own brother Aaron, are terrified to get near him. I mean, think about it. He didn't have to give a speech or try to convince anyone that he had met with God. His own face was the testimony. He was a living, breathing billboard for the reality and the awesome glory of the God he had just spent 40 days with. The encounter left a mark, a visible one. You know, the story of Exodus 34 isn't just a piece of ancient history. It's this powerful, living picture of grace, restoration, and genuine transformation. And it leaves us with this huge question to think about. What does it look like for us to be so marked by an encounter with God that it becomes undeniable to the world around us?